Jonathan Sacerdoti joins me, a journalist and a leading campaigner against anti-Semitism. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Sheila.
Did you expect this from Sir Keir today?
Well, it was interesting because watching the press conference he gave just after the EHRC issued their report, he seemed pretty adamant that he wasn't going to focus on Jeremy Corbyn personally. He was given a very hard time by all the journalists and their questions. Almost all of them cut off from getting a follow-up. So it seemed this morning like he wasn't going to do anything in relation to Jeremy Corbyn, saying that the report had not singled out individuals and that this was an issue of leadership. Of course, Jeremy Corbyn was the leader of the Labour Party, and I suppose that as the day wore on, Sir Keir realised that it wasn't possible to pretend that Jeremy Corbyn had nothing to do with that toxic and poisonous culture of anti-Semitism which took root in the Labour Party.
I also wonder whether he was giving Jeremy Corbyn time to do it himself, resign.
Well, Corbyn had so much time, didn't he? I mean, it wasn't like he wasn't aware of the poisonous nature of many of his views, and those are the people who felt emboldened by his leadership of the party. I think it's important also to remember that while we are to applaud Sir Keir Starmer for doing this, and that this is a positive move by all means, he is still somebody who has a lot to prove himself. The EHRC has said that the Labour Party's current systems are still not adequate for dealing with complaints of anti-Semitism, and he has been the Labour Party leader for almost a year now. So one does have to ask also what it is he's been doing in all that time. Was he just waiting for the statutory body to make legal requirements of him? If so, why? Because it was blindingly clear to all of the Jewish community and plenty of anti-racists who aren't Jewish that things needed to change. I certainly didn't need to read the EHRC document today to know what had happened in the Labour Party with relation to Jews. Of course, it vindicated what many have been saying all along, but it wasn't news, and it won't be news to Sir Keir.
Jonathan, thank you. Jonathan Sacerdoti, journalist and leading campaigner against anti-Semitism.